Well, for more on the ups and downs of cryptocurrencies, let's bring in Max Wolff, the chief economist for ICash Group. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Always a pleasure to join you.
So we see that Iceland is the latest country that wants to be known as a mining hub for cryptocurrencies. But what are the advantages and the risks that come with this sort of enterprise?
Right. So look, the crypto space has really drawn the excitement of the world, good and bad. And when you get this much excitement and you're this big and you're changing things this fast, you're going to get the sort of people who have maybe nefarious goals, but you're going to get all kinds of interesting young innovators. What most people are interested in is a creative explosion of mostly well-intended people who want to democratize and decentralize everything about banking and financial technology. And hiding among them are some bad actors, but generally speaking, it's really captured the imagination and the energy of many of the most excited and exciting, talented people in the world. The same people who built the Facebooks and the Twitters of the last few years are building the new crypto exciting opportunities in not-for-profit as well as for-profit in healthcare and as an investment as well.
Now let's also talk about some of the concerns. We know that energy usage when it comes to mining is something that keeps cropping up. How are those issues being addressed?
Right, so different platforms or different protocols have different ways of authenticating. And Bitcoin, the largest, as you pointed out, really does it with a kind of proof of work. And proof of work involves a lot of electronic work. And that electronic work, as you point out, drinks an enormous amount of electricity. So the widely used figure is that the nation of Denmark uses less electricity than Bitcoin mining. And that's meant that you want to locate where energy is either not appropriately priced, i.e. you don't pay more when you use more, or where energy is really inexpensive, i.e. Iceland, among other places. I do think Ethereum and some of the newer protocols have figured out ways to give a lot of the same security and benefit without having quite the power footprint. But in the meantime, as Bitcoin is still the largest and the biggest market cap, we're going to see all kinds of people try to become hospitable to the great profit enterprises and technology cutting edge that's involved in mining Bitcoin.
Now, obviously, some people are excited, but then you also have lawmakers who are in this gray area. I mean, there's been recent reports of British couples fighting over digital fortunes in divorce. You have these encrypted digital wallets that essentially can't be accessed if you lose your password. Even Elon Musk tweeted that he can't remember where he left his Bitcoin. So how up to speed are the courts when it comes to handling these digital assets?
It's a great question, and the truth is in different countries and different regions of the same country, there's often really different approaches. What a lot of us welcome and look forward to is a rationalization of these rules. This is now too large for anyone to ignore. It's exciting that so quickly this area went from the sort of margins to front and center, but when you're a responsible major financial actor in an asset class, the way cryptocurrencies are, you need financial integration and you need to be regulated, and I think we're starting to see governments regulated. I think the mistake comes when it's an all or nothing, when you say, hey, we don't need any regulations, or we're going to try to shut this down or close it. I think it's a great chance for regulators to embrace the technology. They have gotten a bit behind, but I think a lot of people in the community would like to work with them and make this the kind of really premier 21st century asset class that it's shaping up likely to be.
Now, we do seem to have quite a divisive tone, though. You have people like JP Chase completely against it, and then you have other countries that are more open to this. So as we're seeing, some countries just banning them altogether. But are they essentially just delaying the inevitable? Is this the future?
It looks like it's a part of the future, right? So I don't think we want to be carried away. It's not the whole future. Obviously, life is a tapestry of many threads and colors, but this is going to be a big part of the future. I think we know that distributed ledger technology, decentralization, the ability to move more money faster for more purposes in a much more democratic and accountable manner has captured both the imagination of the world and all kinds of exciting use classes. So it's pretty hard to imagine 2019, 2020, 2025, 2030 that we won't have this technology. Like all tools, the question is, how do we make this tool as widely useful as possible and as positive in its impact? It's always a bad idea to celebrate tools as a magical cure-all, and an even worse idea to celebrate tools as a social problem. They're just a way of accomplishing things that we need and want to accomplish, so let's put our brains together here and make sure this tool is as powerful, as useful, and as widely used as is humanly possible.
Now, we've certainly seen this roller coaster with cryptocurrencies. And now, in terms of the correlation between the swings that we're seeing in the market and how do you see the swings potentially in the future for digital coins, what's your take?
Well, look, this is a very crowded space. So there are 1,400 digital currencies out there. There's lots of protocols. Whenever you have a creative explosion like this, you have 65 solutions for each problem. As industries mature between sort of bankruptcies and combinations, we know that 65 companies become 4 companies. Right now, we're in the phase of trying to figure out who has the right approach. And my guess is we probably haven't even met some of the titans of crypto yet. But it's an exciting moment, but people should keep in mind that in these initial exciting moments, there are bursts of innovation, and most of them don't actually become profitable companies or great economic opportunities, but it's exciting to be a part of. But just know that it's a high-risk, high-growth space where you really do need to do your homework and try to find seasoned teams that have some demonstrated ability to execute on behalf of the people kind enough to trust them with their hard-earned money.